Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Aspera VR. Alright. And what this is basically you are tasked with colonizing Mars. So it's a pretty cool game. It's very unique and it has all kinds of different perspectives in it, which is just interesting and something that hasn't been done really in VR yet. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. And we will see how it goes. We're going to start a new game here so we can start all the way from the beginning. But first, let's go ahead and look at the options. Now, this is very early access at the moment. So, some of the settings are kind of probably going to change. And very limited at this moment. You can see we have your basic volumes for master music, effects, and voice. And then your general settings here. One thing I do like to take note of is how many years it saves, which is cool. You'll see how that kind of works within the game here shortly. So that's very, very interesting. Alright, so go ahead and go to new game. There's a sandbox mode where you can kind of just play around and build the civilization where you don't have to worry about any of the story or anything like that. Everything is kind of linear and you're able to just play the game freely how you want. We are going to do the campaign here, which is really cool. And there's 4 different difficulties. There's the story mode. Where you have a ton of resources, resources cost less, things of that nature. You have simulation, which is pretty much normal. You have realistic, which is the harder difficulty. And then you have basically the super hard mode, which is for highly skilled players. We're going to put it on story. The demo I did was on simulation. It wasn't too bad, but it did get pretty hairy at some points in the game. So we'll go ahead and do that. The one thing I definitely want to point out in the game is this game, in my personal opinion, is hard to learn and definitely hard to master. But once you learn it, it is very, very, very rewarding. Load times here are a little bit longer for obvious reasons. This is basically just a full-blown civilization builder here. And you really, there's a lot of things going on. And you'll see here how great it looks. So we are on our flight to Mars, as you can see here. It's very neat. I love the graphics. It's just interesting that they throw it in kind of like a cel-shaded, cartoony type feel and vibe to it. But it works very, very well with how this game plays out. I just love the vastness of it. You really do feel like you're out in space. Now, the whole premise of this game and the story is that you are basically playing as AI, trying to colonize Mars on your own. Basically, they're sending you out there to kind of pilot the way and bring civilization in from Earth to Mars, and you basically have to build and get everything together to make sure that Mars is inhabitable. Oh, we got our first satellite, it looks like there, which is really neat. I just enjoyed thoroughly watching this intro, because it's kind of just like something that a lot of VR games don't do. And it really just gives you this like, hey, I'm flying in on a spaceship to freaking Mars. Maybe not a spaceship, but a space shuttle. It'd be cool to fly around in spaceships, though. I mean, just look how big things are. So, you have Dr. Foster here.
Amy, this is ISA Mission Control calling from Earth. Are you with us? Do you copy?
There is great voice acting.
Affirmative, Houston. I am with you.
Great. The primary Mars module has already touched down at the designated landing zone. It's your turn to take control of the mission. I'll give you some time to settle in. When you're ready, go ahead and initiate our terraforming mission. Houston out.
All right. So basically, you have your build button, which is on the left controller, which brings up a menu to put down various structures. This first structure we're going to build is going to be an aluminum mine. And as you can see, resources travel back and forth via worker robots to gather those resources. All right, so on your controller here, it basically gives you a directive and what you should be doing next. It also allows you to increase the time. So 8 times is the fastest, and that will just speed along time for you. So we need to build a silicone mine, which if you zoom out here, I'll show you the vastness of the planet. You can really look at everything. Spin it around, up and down, left and right. But you can even pull back even farther and kind of see what's going on. And that will play into the game later on. But first, we need to build this mine. So once again, we bring up our menu. And this time we select the mine. And we just wait for that to be built. Now, every time you actually hover over a building that you've created, it shows what the input and output is. It shows what that building is. And if you can see where it says 100% there, you can see the lifespan of the building itself, which does decrease over time. The first building here we're going to build is the glass kiln. And as you can see, it takes a certain amount of resources. What's really cool is when you hit the Y button on your left controller, it brings up a menu for lenses. Now, this is the traffic lens, which allows you to see the routes, which are highlighted in blue here, of where your robot is going to service it and how along the route or route you can say he's going to service that building. So it uses those 2 resources, which we have here. So we're just going to go ahead and put that sucker right here. You also have the power lens, which lets you show where the power is going in yellow. Okay. So you can basically just hit the menu again and back off of that. Now, it's asking us to build a solar farm here. So we were going to go ahead and build a solar farm. We want to make sure that this is going to be powering all 3 if we can do it. We'll put that solar farm right behind it. That way we're powering all of these again. Absolutely perfect. Now, it's really cool if you pull the left trigger, it pulls up your resources, and you can see there's a description of each resource and basically how it's being created. You can also look at your planet. You can see the temperature of the planet and the pressure of the planet, which plays out later on into the game. We have the power. The power is very crucial later on. And it also shows how many structures you can have, as well as workers, which we'll get along into more later. So now, it wants us to build a steel factory. Now we want to make sure that the steel factory is basically being powered by everything. So if we can get it to do that, we will. It looks like we can put the steel factory right here, because it does look like it's being touched by everything. We'll put the factory right there. Alright, so it wants us to select You can select the veins as well as the resources. Instead of pulling up the menu and, you know, basically going to mines and then select an iron and placing it, you can also select it and then highlight it like this, which will also allow it to build real quick. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll look at the traffic here, as we can see. And things are being built pretty quick.
The view of Mars from up here is fascinating. The landscape is so cratered and desolate. Wait, this is my voice that I am hearing. It's me. I am talking to myself. I must be verbalizing my thoughts as I process them. What an interesting function. I would like to test this some more. What other observations can I make about Mars?
Let's see. It is inspiring.
This planet is so resilient. It inspires
So different
great
dialogue
things.
will allow you to choose different, you know, responses, and you'll get all kinds of stuff. So here it is. We're just showing you how to pull up that resource menu. And that's really cool. Kind of like I explained earlier. Just see all the resources as they gather. You can... Oh, incoming call from Dr. Foster.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Copy. Reading you loud and clear.
Excellent. I didn't introduce myself earlier. I am Dr. Nathan Foster. I lead the team here at ISA that
As you can
built
see,
you, and I'll be helping you get the mission underway.
every
We put you in
2
hibernation for the
years,
trip from Earth,
as far as I
so
selected
I'd like
in
to
the
check your
menu,
basic functions
it
to
does
make sure
save.
it's
And you can
all
choose
in
that
order.
up to 10.
Why don't we
So,
start with your core memory? Can you state your primary directive?
I am afraid
I
that I
definitely
cannot.
do not know it.
That's okay. Your system may need more time to initialize. In the meantime, you can always refer to the mission guidelines. You'll also have a built-in knowledge base. You can always access your operational directives there. All right. Next, I'd like to check your decision-making processes. You may have already noticed that there are resource veins outside the boundaries of your initial base. So your workers may not have the battery capacity to reach some of them. How would you solve this problem?
Hubs.
Building worker hubs between the resources and the base would solve the problem.
Yes, that's correct. Other buildings would extend your base as well, but they require more power and resources, so worker hubs are the most efficient way to do it. This mission's going to be a challenge. There's a lot that can go wrong. We expect to extend humanity's reach beyond anything previously achieved. But you are not just any AI system. You're well beyond that. We made you an artificial consciousness. That means that you have both self-awareness and self-interest. And that is the last thing I would like to check today. Is that okay?
Yes, Dr. Foster.
Very good. Then would you please state a positive and a negative aspect of yourself?
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Running that question through my cognitive system did not return an answer.
Roger that, nothing to worry about. Just means your system requires more input and experience to process that question. That will come with time. Let's proceed with the mission. ISA has approved the first crewed flight to Mars. You'll need to expand the base to prepare, so get to work on that. I'll check back in later to see how things are going. Base expansion is a go. Houston out.
All right. So now we're coming to the workers. Basically, you need to put down worker hubs so your workers can move resources throughout the extended regions here. Pretty neat. So we'll go ahead and place a worker hub. And once again, you want to make sure that your worker hub is being taken care of, and you're looking at the traffic routes here. You can see I'm only connected to 3 of those. Let's see, we need to put it somewhere central here. See, look at this, where it connects to 4 of the hubs. So that's really neat. So you want to make sure it's, you know, connecting to as many as you possibly can here. So we will go ahead and put one right there that connects to almost all of them. One thing that I didn't show earlier is you are able to zoom all the way down to the surface here and kind of look at your factories and things of that nature. So that's really neat. I like to get down on the planet here and just kind of check out the scenery. See what's going on amongst everything and all that good stuff. adds another layer to the game, which is amazing. So I am actually going to throw up another worker hub. And we're going to put it somewhere... Well, let's wait a sec here. Let's throw another mine, because we now do have another vein for carbon out here. So we'll put a carbon mine. And then we will throw another worker hub out here. So that way it kind of works for everything. We'll make sure we get as many. There we go. Perfect. And now you can see we got traffic going everywhere out here, which is great. Absolutely great. So another objective is to build a worker factory. Worker factories basically builds new workers when the hubs have space. Let's put a... This looks like a great place for... a factory right there. Big old route right there where everything just kind of comes together. You can't beat that at all. And it's all about making sure you're maintaining your traffic routes. Routes, however you want to say it. I go back and forth on it. Another, you can see there's a storm right here. So if you actually have a building out there, that storm can take out a building and destroy your power and things like that. Alright, so we also probably need to build a parts factory. I think the best place for a parts factory is probably going to be right here. Another thing is you are able to actually prioritize tasks. So you can actually click the factory. Then here on your left controller, you can turn it on and off for power, prioritize it, or scrap it. So we're going to prioritize it because one of our main objectives here is to build a worker factory. We definitely want to do that. The more workers we have, the more things we can keep resources going to. I think now we need to build an electronics factory. Ooh, I think the best place for that was going to be... I think we saw a spot right here. Perfect. Throw that en route. Because we can't build the workers without electronics parts. So, now we can't build the factory without electronics parts either. Once those start being outputted, now that that is built... should be able to build a worker factory. Now the main key is to make sure you're keeping up with your directives here, because that's what progresses you in the story. Next we need to build... Oh!
Finally, I can build additional workers now. I will appreciate the extra hands. But I wonder, do I really need them?
Yes.
They will boost my functionality greatly. Having more workers will expand my physical domain over this planet.
Sure will. Alright, so now, one of the objectives is build a maintenance facility. So, let's see. Maintenance facility. This is where we need to be careful. Because the maintenance facility is actually going to let you
The worker factories will be so helpful. The workers will take care of the manual operations, while I focus on developing the life support systems. Soon, I will welcome the first colonists. Their arrival has created so many expectations in my mind. There will be so many paths to take from here on. But there's something else as well. Some kind of feeling created from those expectations. What is it? I believe this is excitement. Can it be? I am excited for the future. I anticipate. I plan. Therefore, I feel fascinating.
Very fascinating. Very, very, very fascinating. So the maintenance facility actually repairs drones and basically your workers if they break down, as well as your buildings. You definitely want to keep those going. Polymer. A polymer plant right there. I believe we're going to need another worker hub. That looks like a good spot right there. We'll go ahead and prioritize this. The name of the game is just making sure you prioritize and move around your resources to properly get them where they need to be. It can most definitely get labor intensive towards the higher missions. But basically, you can turn off power, stop production, all of those things in order to progress and prioritize where you need to be in the planet.
Amy, this is Houston. We've detected high wind speeds in your area. A sandstorm may be heading your way.
Okay.
These storms can damage your buildings, so check their structural integrity periodically to rebuild or repair if necessary.
Most definitely.
Roger, Nathan.
Houston out.
Alright, so now we need to build an archaeological scanner. The archaeological scanner basically scans the surrounding areas for resources and veins. So basically what I like to do is I like to put these on the outskirts, because what it actually does, I will zoom out here, is it starts scanning the outside perimeter here. And you'll see kind of how this works in just a moment. That's perfect. We'll put one right there. All right. As you can see, it located an ice vein right off the bat for me. And you'll kind of see how this works. It starts scanning slowly but surely, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, I forgot to mention. We've announced the names of the first colonists that will be joining you on Mars.
All right.
The crew is selected from different nations within the UN, though most are scientists and technicians. They're already undergoing ISA's colonist training program as we speak. They'll be led by Dr. Elia Valentine. She'll be a great commander. The colonists elected her unanimously.
That is interesting. Since UN did not appoint a leader, I wondered why the colonies will operate in the opposite way.
Oh, you're referring to the Act of Proclamation. You're right. All the participating nations and the United Nations of the West work together as an alliance. But the Mars colonies are fragile microcosms. You and Dr. Valentine will decide what's best in the day-to-day operations. You'll balance each other out, as well as enhance each other's strengths.
How will we enhance our strengths?
That brain we gave you is brilliant. It's capable of developing technologies beyond our current imagination. You wouldn't even need our help to do so. But we theorized that your mind would develop much better by working with the colonists. You will develop better decisions when your actions are challenged. Otherwise, how would you understand how your actions affect humanity's future? Amy, you're the most advanced intelligence out there, but you still need human input to see things from different perspectives. Trust me, You'll understand once you've worked with the colonists.
I understand your explanation.
Great. I'll let you get on with it. Mission control out.
Alright, so now we're moving along and picking up all kinds of different finds we can go for.
Hello, Amy. Dr. Foster here. How do you read? Over.
This is Amy. There is some background static, but I read you.
One of our tracking and data relay satellites got crippled. We'll be launching a new one after we identify the cause of the problem, but until we do, we will lose contact with you whenever Mars or the Sun passes between Earth and your satellite.
In that case, should I follow the recording and backing offline protocol?
Yes, please record all your activities when our network connection is down. We'll download the log once our communication is restored. I hope to get the new satellite up and running very soon. I don't like the idea of not being able to reach you, Amy.
Understood.
Okay, Houston out.
Maybe it is because the colonists will scrutinize everything that I do once they arrive. How will they treat me? I have nothing to worry about. The colonists are all advanced scientists and technicians. Once they meet me, they will treat me as an individual. Life on Mars will be very harsh for them. I will supply them with food and water, and they will help me research new technology. It will be a perfect quid pro quo. As long as they have the resources they need, we will both succeed. Humanity created me. They gave me volition and consciousness for a reason. But I am an artificial consciousness. So can I say that my volition is real?
I'd say so.
There is no practical difference between real and artificial volition. All volition is an act of one's will. There is no provable distinction. The colony is ready. I will have company very soon. I feel quite anxious about this next part. I am not sure why.
Alright, so now
Hello,
we're
Amy.
able
This is
to
Houston. How are you
unlock
doing over
special
there?
projects.
We've received word that the spaceport's completed. Well done. I have your next procedure if you're ready to copy.
Roger, I am ready to copy.
Very good. The instructions are as follows. First, confirm that the spaceport is ready to receive colonists. Then, zoom out to access the Special Projects menu. Then you'll see that the Colonist Migration Project is now available. Click Add to initiate the project. Do you copy that procedure?
Yes, I copied your instructions.
Great. As long as you have the migration project assigned to a spaceport, shuttles will run between Earth and Mars. The more spaceports you have assigned to this project, the more colonists will arrive. You're responsible for producing enough food, enough water, and enough habitats for the colonists. Monitor these resources carefully.
I will, Dr. Foster.
Roger that. Houston out.
Alright, so you have special projects here. The first special project is basically bringing colonists from Earth to Mars. In order to get them there, you have to make sure that you have enough food and resources and things like that for them to land. So that's pretty neat. We are getting ready to watch them land here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Oh, looks like it takes a second or two. They might not be landing quite yet. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's speed it up a little bit, hopefully. Scanner doing its thing. More aluminum over there. Alright, now they're getting ready to land. Our spaceport is doing awesome things here. Oh, they're getting ready. Here they come. Oh, what happened? Ah, colonists are arriving. They are arriving. Let's see. So now that the colonists have arrived, you actually have research opportunities. We'll go ahead and research a wind farm first, because basically what that does is allows you to improve on your areas. Wind farms are good because we need more power for more buildings, so we'll do that one first. Right.
Hi, Amy. Finally, we meet. I've been really looking forward to working with you. I'm Elia Valentine. I've been elected the leader of the human colonies for this mission.
Hello, Commander. I am excited to meet you.
Please, call me Elia. I can't get used to these stuffy ISA ranks. I got my PhD in psychology, so I've got no business with those fancy titles. That's enough jabbering from me. We'll be making history with this mission. If things proceed according to plan, who knows how far ahead we'll bring humanity. I see you've already selected a technology from the tech tree for us to research. Great! My team's eager to get started. Developing this incredible technology is the reason many of us fought to be on the mission. We're going to make a great team. We're so lucky to have you. Talk to you later.
Another cool thing is the knowledge base. Basically, you have a whole encyclopedia here about what's going on, what kind of resources it takes, what your mission directives are, just a little bit of info and guide on, you know, everything that's going on Mars, in case you have any extra questions or anything of that nature. It's really neat. If you forgot something or you just want to learn a little bit more about a subject, it's crazy how in-depth things are with this game. I absolutely love it. You can kind of see how far along you are with the wind farm here. Slowly but surely, you are going to be getting the researchers, so you can accumulate the research points for the skill tree. You can see it kind of looks like it's doing 16 at a time, so that takes a second. I could add more colonies if I wanted to, but I think we're going to play it safe right here, as things seem to be doing what they need to be at this moment in time.
Colonists have been migrating back to Earth.
Oh!
I should check. The food and water levels. If the levels are too low, the colonies cannot sustain growth. I need to stay alert.
We're gonna keep it where it's at for right now. We're almost there. Should be good. Oh, just a few more. All right.
The carbon dioxide released from the dry ice caps will greenhouse the planet and trigger a runaway effect. And Mars's sterile atmosphere will change forever. Once we reach that point, there is no turning back. Forever. Why does that sound so intriguing? I am leaving a permanent trace. It may be selfish, but Mars will never be the same, and it will be because of me. To fully terraform Mars, we must convert the planet into an Earth-like habitat. The first step is to raise the planet's temperature above -50 degrees Celsius. At that point, nearly all the carbon dioxide trapped in the dry ice caps will be released. The areological scanner detected an uncharted structure close by. It's probably a secret abandoned base, or a mysterious Martian ruin. Though humans never found proof of life on Mars or any other planet, is it possible they have the entire cosmos to themselves? I highly doubt that's the case. Statistically speaking, there are too many locations where life can flourish aside from Earth. There may even be a civilization more technologically advanced than humans. And I may not be the most intelligent consciousness in the universe. No, it must be an unmapped structure from a previous mission. That is the easiest explanation. I will investigate it to confirm. Unfortunately, my workers cannot explore buildings. I will need the colonists' help for this task. The colonists will investigate it for me. I should check the food and water levels.
Amy, this is Houston.
Go ahead, Dr. Foster.
Mars's orbit is intersecting comet debris soon. Expect a meteor shower shortly.
Should I anticipate damage at the base?
Yes, you'll need to stay alert until Mars builds up an atmosphere to counteract the meteors. For now, you should take precautions to keep damage to a minimum.
Then I will secure the power supply. The entire base is dependent on uninterrupted power. I will need to have enough power batteries to sustain the base.
Sounds like a good plan.
Will this jeopardize the mission?
No. You'll be able to fix whatever damage may occur. This is only the first of many challenges you'll face. But you are equipped to respond and adapt to any situation. I made sure of that.
Roger. Thank you, Dr. Foster.
Well, you're welcome. Houston out. This is Houston. The meteor shower appears to be over. Please give us a status update.
My plans did not work out exactly as expected, but the results are positive. The base is secured.
Don't worry. All you need is more experience. You will do better next time.
Next time?
Until Mars builds up an atmosphere to counteract the meteors, you may be encountering these regularly. You cannot let this derail the mission. So stay alert.
Roger. I understand.
Back to your terraforming duties then. Houston out. Amy, Nathan here. Do you copy?
There is some noise, but I can copy. Go ahead.
Our tracking and data relay satellites are still compromised. We've re-examined every single component, but haven't been able to identify the problem yet.
Maybe it is interference from space that is impacting the satellite operations. Solar flares or radiation damage are probable causes.
Yes, it's possible. We're working on some new designs that can hopefully withstand space weather a little more. But meanwhile, continue recording all your actions when we're offline. I'm sure we'll find a solution soon.
Shall I proceed with launching the additional satellites to help with this issue?
That would be helpful, but how would it affect your mission progress?
It would cause a deviation from the mission.
That's what I thought. We'll take care of it on our side then. You just stay focused.
The areological scanner detected an uncharted structure close by. It's probably a secret abandoned base. If I build a research outpost at this site, we may find some useful material to help our mission. I need to look into this some more.
All right, but make sure to factor in the costs.
Yes, Dr. Foster.
I'll let you get on with it. Base expansion is a go. You'll need to enter your orbital view and launch a control satellite into SA-9. Go ahead when ready. Houston out.
There is an inconsistency in the found it. That is, the environment I will.
It's working! I can't believe the drive kept starting to sublimate.
Amy! What's happening? Did you hear an explosion? On fire!
Elia, you're breaking up. Say again, Elia.
Amy! Copy! Amy! System's failing!
Help! Please! Amy! Amy? How's everything up there? Are you okay?
Status is all clear. My systems were not compromised by the past events.
Oh, good. That's a huge relief. It's been a stressful time here in the colonies. Everyone's been on edge. I don't know what to do after the life support failure. This is bad.
You're still breaking up, Elia. You need to calm down. You are extremely agitated. Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia. I sent repair drones immediately to the buildings.
We don't even know what we're dealing with.
Apparently, it was an error in the life support system. But Mars is a very hostile environment. These difficulties are to be expected.
You're right. Having the life support systems fail on us, whatever it is, we need to figure it out.
Agreed. And surely ISA will send us a report as soon as they become aware of what happened.
Oh, good. I'll work out what we can do on our end. I'd better get going. Talk to you later.
How could so many buildings fail all at once? This is a serious problem. It is suspicious that all these individual systems failed at the same time. Could it be a systematic failure? Or caused by someone? Good. The colonists appear to be all right. But I have so many questions. What is the most likely explanation? Maybe it was a coincidence. Even a 1 in a million chance can occur, given enough instances. Even so, a failure of one system is possible. A failure of multiple systems that are not interconnected at the same time? Unlikely. I need to look into this some more. I must be more careful with the colonists' safety. ISA will question whether I am fit to carry out this mission otherwise.
Hi, Amy. How's everything up there?
Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia.
Great! We're so lucky to have you. We all knew the risks coming here. But having the life support systems fail on us, even briefly, was a harsh reminder. What's killing me is that we can't be sure it won't happen again. Not until we figure out what caused it in the first place. Has ISA spoken to you about the system failures yet?
Not yet. But they engineered the systems to withstand Mars's conditions through all the terraforming phases. Perhaps they will have more insight into the problem.
We have to figure this out. The colonists are scared.
This will be my highest priority, Elia. I will work with ISA to examine all the data.
All right. I'll try to distract the colonists by focusing on rebuilding. Good luck, Amy.
Amy, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Houston, I read you. You are coming in loud and clear.
Great. Our telecommunications engineer was able to restore an old space repeater. This will do for now. We're still testing solutions for the excessive heat on our relay satellites. But now we'll be able to track your progress around the clock.
Roger. Should I discontinue recording my offline activities, now that you are tracking my progress again?
First, there's something I need to address with you. We've been examining the data from last week's system failures. Every single building was operating perfectly up until the moment before last week's system failures. And there was zero indication of any impending malfunction. Can you walk me through what happened?
Of course. When the alarm was triggered, I found the buildings in a failure state. I sent repair drones immediately to the buildings. The drones reported extensive physical damage to the buildings and the production lines, enough that it caused the shutdown of several factories. The damage was not consistent with any weather patterns in the area, nor were there any other physical causes we could identify.
Roger. So you haven't been able to identify the cause yet.
Not yet, but Elia has already initiated an investigation. She is gathering testimonies from the colonists and will share her findings.
Do you suspect that the damage was caused by a colonist?
I understand ISA put the colonists through a rigorous training program, but the psychological challenges of living on Mars are quite extreme. We must take great care to make sure Ledra-Rev syndrome doesn't spread through our colony too.
Well, your logic is sound, though it's a grim thought.
It could be a solo operation, or perhaps a group of them. I do not know yet.
Continue your investigation, and inform us immediately of your findings. I hope you're wrong, but I will work with my team to dig through the footage with your suspicions in mind. Houston out.
That takes care of the dry ice on the poles. And I did it without using any nuclear missiles. Being able to complete the mission without damaging the planet is a great achievement. The next milestone is reaching an atmospheric pressure of 300 millibars. There is still a lot to do. First, I need to analyze all the methods to reach 300 millibars.
Houston here. We have confirmed the disappearance of the polar ice caps. Terraforming Stage 1 is complete. Congratulations, Amy. You have made incredible progress. If you continue raising the planet's temperature, you'll trigger the release of CO2 trapped in the deep regolith. You'll need to raise the atmospheric pressure to 300 millibars. That'll make living on the surface much easier for the colonists.